So hello everybody. Today we're back with our series, Quite Frankly, and today we have with us Mr. Gajendra Badola, who is a chartered accountant. He's a partner in a firm called Badola and Company, which has been in existence for the last 35 years. They help individuals and businesses with taxation, direct, indirect, audit, everything. You can get more details about them at their website, www.badola.com, and you can get in touch with Gajendra as well. On a personal bit of a background, I know Gajendra for now more than 20 years. I think he was my senior in college. Of course, we didn't talk as much in college, but yes, we have been engaged in a professional relationship for more than a decade now. So when I thought about filing taxes, I thought who better than Gajendra to help us through this dilemma, because everywhere when we see, we talk about taxes as though they are something that everybody is scared of. So Gajendra, thank you for doing this for us and welcome to the show.
Shweta, it is my privilege to be part of this platform, and we were in collaboration more than 10 years. It is nearly 12 and a half years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Gajendra, tell me, who should file returns? Because this is a question that people keep asking, saying, should I file my taxes? Should I not file my taxes? My income is only this or that. So, who should file income tax returns?
Filing return from the perspective of assessees, if you see, we have a lot of assessees. And go from the individual, HAF, firms, companies, partnership, LLP, all those people are there. And anyone other than an individual and a HAF, that is a company, private limited firms, public limited, LLPs, partnership, all these people, whatever is their turnover, whether they are into loss or profit, have to mandatory file their returns. But when it comes to individual and HAF, there the not else. If at all you have any income which is not maximum income which is not taxable. So maximum income in case of individual is 2,50,000, and in case of a HAF it's also 2,50,000. But a person who has attained the age of 60, for him it is 3 lakh. If a person is at 80, who has crossed 80, he is a super senior citizen. For him it is 5 lakhs. So basically, as per law, you are required to file if at all your total income is above your basic exemption limit. Basic exemption limit in this case is 250, 3 and 5. 3 for 60 and 5 lakhs for a 80-year-old person. And when we talk about this filing of returns, there are basic features for which some certain time people have to file return if at all their income is much below the basic exemption limit. Like I'll tell you one thing, if at all you have a TDS, you have a FD and they have deducted a TDS, if at all you have to claim your refund, your income is much below 2,50,000, but they have deducted a TDS. For example, if you have a FD where you are running the interest of 1 lakh rupee and they have deducted a TDS of 10,000 rupees. Now to claim back your 10,000 rupees, may not that you are not taxable, but to claim that refund, you have to file return. Without filing return, you cannot claim now. This is only an initial way where you can know whether to file return or not. Now, in these things, government has come up with new list of items where if at all your income is below basic exemption limit also, you have to file your return. If at all like you are owing your credit card, if at all you have gone on a foreign trip and you have spent around 2 lakh rupees, if you have a cash deposit, not cash, any deposit in your current account, all of your current account, which aggregate, it comes to 1 crore and above, then you are needed to file a return. And that is mandatory. And they are not bothered whether your income is taxable or you are under loss. So you have to file return in these particular cases. Through this, you can add on, like if you are a owner of a house property with a particular specified area, you have to file return. If at all you are having a club membership where you pay entrance fee of 25,000 and above per annum, you have to file. So these are basic places where you have to file your return. Now, for example, if at all you have owned some shares and you have sold the shares and you have losses in that. Now, when I talk about your income, you may not be having any other income other than the share income. Here, you will be earning a loss So to carry forward this loss in the future, to get it set off against your profits in the future, you have to file your return. Without filing your return, the loss cannot be carried forward.
Okay.
So these are the basic steps where it is a must to file the return. And if at all your electricity bill, for example, one more thing, if your electricity bill consumption for a particular year is above 1 lakh, you are mandated to file return.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay, interesting. We live in a world of DIY investors, right? So do it yourself. So people like doing things by themselves as much as possible, whether they know or not. So we are here to help people do this by themselves. So how does one start doing, filing their returns themselves?
Basically, filing their return by assessee himself. For that, at least he needs a basic knowledge about what kind of head of income. Last question was about filing yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And the question of filing the return by yourself, by the assessee himself, it is only possible when a assessee knows which head of income he has to enter this one, the particular income. Now, when we go to this, for this, the basic thing is if at all a person is a salary class. Now we speak from the individual point of view.
Yeah.
So
So
if
just
you
assume
talk from
it's
the
salaried, only salary income. So let's just assume that first.
okay, if you are from the base from salary, then I think it is the easiest one. Salary thing means now the form is made in such a way that it is very user friendly as such, and government finance minister as well our prime minister Modi, he believes more in Atma Vishwas. Yes, Atmanirbhar,
Atmanirbhar.
Atma Vishwas. Yes, his favorite word,
Yeah.
Atmanirbhar. So he has made returns also Atmanirbhar. So you need not depend on chartered accountant like us or tax return preparators. So
Yeah.
the basic return of this salary class people, they can file their return very easily. And from last budget onwards, they have also started a process where you will find your form pre-filled. Now the pre-filled form funda is where if at all you have a entry in your 26 ES, if any TDS has been deducted by the salary employer or any TDS has been deducted for the interest portion, in these things you will find that the particular form is framed in such a way that it will automatically import the entries. It will import your entries from 26 AS into the salary column. So for example, if you want, there are certain forms where I have to tell you, we have totally to file returns ITR 7 forms. And for the purpose of salary class people, it is ITR 1 or 2. It is basically these two forms which is being used by the salary class people. Now, when we talk about ITR 1, ITR 1 is to be filled by a person who is having salary income or a person who is having single house property and he is earning a salary income. But if at all he is earning a capital gain or any other stuff like he is a director of a company or this, then he has to go to ITR 2. In this thing, one more thing is, if at all a person is earning a total income above 50 lakhs, only salary above 50 lakhs, then too he cannot file ITR 1. He has to file ITR 2.
Okay.
And filing for themselves for this, I think instead of talking this way, I can give you a demo where
Sure.
you can know how we can file the return. So
Sure,
that
I
is
think
very
that'll
easy
help.
as such. I tell.
Yeah.
If you permit me, I'll start it that. I
Yes,
have screen.
please.
I can share the screen.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Shweta, I think you can see have a look.
Yes,
Can
we
you
can
see
see
the
your
screen?
screen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is to start off. If a person who wants to file a IT return, ITR, first he should have a PAN card. PAN number is a must to file a ITR. And after you have a PAN number, the user ID of a particular assessee is the PAN number. And password for this, you have to go to the website www.incometaxindiaefiling.gov.in. On this website, you can register yourself, create your own portal. In this portal, you can create your user ID password through which you can file your return. The minute you register yourself, you will be getting your user ID password. Through that, you can file. Now, this is for example, we have this my own user ID and password where you'll be sharing this. Just yes. The minute you log in, you will get the screen which you can ignore for time being here. Here, while filing a return, you have this tab here. In this tab, you have to go to e-file, income tax return, and here you have your PAN number there. You have to select the assessment year. Right now, we will be filing for 2021 ITR form. Now, this was the form which we were discussing about.
Yeah,
We
one
have
or
ITR
two.
1, 2, 3, 4, all those things. In this case, assume that a person is earning below 50 lakhs and he doesn't have any capital income. If that is the case, you can surely go to ITR 1. Filing type, we are filing the original return. See, if at all you have any mistake been done in your original return, you can also file a revised return. But in present case, we are filing for an original return.
Okay.
So we'll select that. Then the mode. Now, government for this pre-filled ITR return, there's two mode where we can file the return. One is online, other is offline. So here the offline means upload through XML.
Okay.
Right now I'll be showing you this online one. And in this scenario where we are talking about ITR 1 and 2, government has permitted only in ITR 1 where we can file the return online. If you are filing your return, if you are having a capital gain and you are filing a return to ITR 2, then you will not be getting this online option. Here I'll show it. If at all you have selected ITR 2 here, you will not get here the online option. You only get the XML option, that is offline.
Right.
So here we are taking this ITR 1 right now. You can take this here. Now, certain instructions are mentioned here where they are trying to disclose you that from where they have picked the details. So like PAN, name, address, date, all this will be auto-filled through, because whenever you have generated your PAN card, you would have given your name, address, all those stuff. This all things will be auto-filled here. When we are talking about TDS, TCS, salary, all this will be auto-filled. And for house property, here the income will be auto-filled based on your last return. If at all you are a first-time assessee here, then this particular column of house property will not be auto-filled.
Okay.
Now, when we do through all these things will be auto-filled based on your PAN database, right? And here you can see certain bank accounts. This is the bank account because the person, if he has filed his return last year, based on the last year details, this have been shown here. So they have shown here, source as latest ITR.
Yeah.
If at all you are filing for the first time, this will not be there. You have to enter data here.
Right.
You can add. Okay. So we'll continue after this.
Yeah.
The minute you go through this, they will tell you for some checklist where you have to tick this. Yes. And we are entered into a online mode here. You have certain general instructions which you have to read and follow it.
Okay.
It is the basic instruction where they are telling that you have to fill all the data. Nothing can be this. You cannot delete that way. You cannot overwrite. You cannot refresh. All those steps are here. So let us move a bit from here. Next, the minute this is done, this is because I have filed my return last year. You can see the autofill data here.
Yeah.
Any person who has already, if at all he is a first timer also, PAN related data will automatically be auto-filled here.
Right.
Okay. Now, the minute you have this all, you can auto-fill it here, and wherever Aadhaar card number is not there, Aadhaar card is a mandatory field which you have to be filling. Without this, the return cannot be filed. Because today, if at all you want to generate a PAN card, before PAN card generation or Getting a PAN card was taking 15 days. The person wanted a new PAN card, it was taking 15 days. Today, due to the effort of the finance ministry, we can get the PAN card in 10 minutes. That is called the
Wow.
e-PAN
Okay.
card,
Okay.
where it is directly linked with the Aadhaar card. You mention your Aadhaar card, certain, and you can file your this one, and you will be getting the PAN number within 10 minutes. And if you need a hard copy, then you have to apply for an application for a hard copy one, right?
Right.
Now, after this is here, this basic data are filled, you can save and continue. You can preview, you can save and continue. The minute you move, this is the main form.
Yeah.
Initially, it was the basic data which they were asking. Now, this is the main form here. In this main form, you can see the B1 where they are asking about the gross salary, all those stuff. Now, if at all any person whose salary TDS has been deducted, if at all the TDS has been deducted, it will be there in 26 years. The data will be picked here. If no TDS has been deducted, then this will not be autofilled. You need to fill it here. You have to fill the data here, and if at all it is filled, you have to check it. The minute you say it is correct, after that you can say, save or submit it. So basically, you will be putting your salary data here. Then you will go for the standard deductions. If at all you have a house property, you will be putting your property income here. And if you don't have anything of a house property, you can leave it blank. And after that, you need to have a deductions, 80C deduction, Chapter 6A deductions for wherever you have invested. You will be auto-filling all these things. Whenever you fill all this, after that, the tax which will be computed automatically here. So a person who is a layman, he enters the income here. If a layman enters the income here, he need not have the knowledge of taxation as such.
Right.
He should only have that knowledge where he has to only know which income he is earning.
Correct.
He should not be putting his salary income into the house property portion or the house property into salary portion. If he knows his income, put the investment portion correctly, taxes will be computed automatically, and the TDS, if at all anything is there, that will erupt here automatically. And after this, if at all you have any tax due to be paid, it will be showing as tax payable, and through the link you can pay the tax and file your return. Moving forward, you can put the taxation here, TDS detail, which will come automatically here. Then you will submit it here, and they will ask for a tax payment. You pay the tax and you can submit it. The minute you submit it, there are two options for signing it. You can sign it through digitally, or you can sign it through this OTP, EVC. As such, we call it in income tax as EVC. EVC can be generated through your Aadhaar card, through your pre-validated bank account, or through your Demat accounts. If at all you don't have a user ID password of your this one income tax filing, then you can also generate a EVC through your net banking. That is quite possible.
Okay.
So this is a simple way. Just while explaining, it may take much time. Otherwise, it is simplest.
No, I think it's quite simple. Yeah, I know. I remember doing this or seeing forms for IT returns maybe 15 years ago, and this is so much simpler than those.
Yes,
and of
100%.
course, online it calculates by itself, and those things are quite helpful. So yeah, I think this is fantastic.
Correct. If at all, one more thing is there. If someone thinks I cannot do something working on an online system, they have that offline mode also. See, in this offline mode, in the same website, you will find an Excel sheet. This is an Excel utility which you have to download. And when you download in this WinZip format, you will get this Excel sheet. This is the Excel for ITR1. Here, wherever this is a green or blue color, these are the places where we have to enter the details. When you are doing from the Excel utility portion or offline portion, nothing is pre-filled. You have to feed each and every detail here. Yes.
Okay, I can't see your screen on the Excel. Excel screen's not visible.
You are not able to see that?
No, I can just see the websites that are open there.
Okay, just give me 2 seconds. I'll do that.
Yeah, sure.
Just.
Yeah.
Now you can see this.
Yes, now we can see the Excel.
Yes. So this is the Excel utility which you can download from the income tax website with the same website, income tax India efiling.gov.in. So through this, the data are same. You have to file it. After you file, on the right side, they will ask you for validation. After everything is filled, you save it. You have certain columns for TDS, TCS, all those things will be entered there. After that, the minute you validate and there is no validation error, you can generate a XML. You have a button there, tab there, where you can press and generate a XML file. The
Okay.
minute you have generated a XML file, if you go back to the previous example where we were talking about, we have the option of XML. You have to then upload the XML file which you have generated through the Excel now. See, I'll show you the example here. This you have one. Here you have the upload XML option. So through this, you can upload the XML file and press submit button and just generate a EVC and the return is filed. Very simple.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
Yeah, it does look simple now. So I think, yeah, people will find this useful and can do this by themselves as well, especially people who only have salaried income or just bank interest and not too much complication, so to speak. So tell me, this is another question that a lot of people ask me, that if they've not filed their returns before and now they want to start now, for whatever reason they've not filed before, can they get into trouble if they start filing now?
See, as such, if at all your income was was above the maximum exemption limit, the filing of return is mandatory. Now, if at all you have not filed, there is no way out for right now. At least instead of waiting whether taxman will do anything or issue a notice, you should not be worried for the past. At least start it now for the future and the present. But one good thing is this COVID time, Finance Ministry has extended the date for March 19. They have extended otherwise. You have to file for March 19. The due date was with penalty, with interest, it was March 20. But due to COVID, they have extended it up to September 20 now, 30th September 20. So a person who wants to file for 18-19, that is March 19, can still file their return now. And if at all they have not filed for before that also, you cannot wait because I have not filed before, maybe a problem now. It should not be that way. And if at all they want to open, any IT department can open your file only in 6 years, not before that.
Right.
Within 6 years, anytime they can open it.
Yeah. So even if
at all
somebody
the loss
hasn't
of revenue
filed,
is,
even if somebody hasn't filed returns, I've never filed returns, but I have, say, one of those, say my electricity bill is more than 1 lakh. So I could still get an income tax notice, right? Even if I'm not filing. So to delay my
Yes, surely
filing is
can.
not a smart thing to do. Yeah.
Today, if I tell you delaying filing will only make you a person in a backbencher. Because I'll tell you one thing: if at all you are going for a loan, you go for a loan and you need a loan. First question the bank manager will ask you: Are you filing your IT return?
Yeah.
I want your 3 years ITRs.
Correct.
This is the basic question any person before giving a loan understands. This is for example I'm telling you.
Correct. So tell me, how can homemakers file returns? Because this is something that women ask me sometimes when I do sessions for them, saying, "How do I build my file?" Or how do I start filing my returns? If my husband transfers money every month to me for regular expenses, and I save from that, and I invest from that, then is this income mine, or is this going to be clubbed under the husband's income tax? So what is the answer?
See, this is a common problem going on in a country like India, where these things are routinely done. Everyone does it. Now, when I tell you that when a lady has saved certain money out of the expenses, and out of this money she is trying to generate more income, then that clubbing will not happen.
Okay.
And that point of time, her income will not be clubbed in her husband's income tax return. But if at all a husband is earning, think, a lakh rupee income, and he transfers because he cannot invest in his name, there will be more taxation. He transfers that to his wife's account, and she directly invests it,
Yeah.
or she invests the out of that income of 50,000 or 60,000, it is transferred. Then clubbing provision applies, and the whole of income earned by the wife will
Is
be
tax
taxed in her husband's
husband's.
return of income. Yes.
Okay. Anything
So
else
basically,
that,
this is.
yeah. And
But
anything
one more
else,
thing,
yeah.
what you were talking about, part time, like a person house maker, how can she file the return? See, same way, like I was telling you, a person who's a homemaker can file her return through ITR 2. ITR 1 is for salary. ITR 2, where if you don't have a salary, also you can file. For them, it is ITR 2. And here, if at all they have a basic bookkeeping, or they have a basic data of their income, surely they can file the return of income through the ITR 2, where you don't have the online option, you have the offline option where you can download the Excel utility, and whatever we have shown that way, they can file the return. But
Okay.
in this, what they have to see is whether their income is basic above the basic exemption limit or below that. If they are doing for a particular purpose to carry forward their losses of capital losses, or they want to take out the house property loss, all those things, then they need to file the return.
So even if somebody's income is, say, less than the exemption limit, can they still file taxes?
Sure, 100% you can file.
Okay.
I'm telling you that if at all you have a losses, then it is below basic exemption limit. You can file return.
Okay. So anything else that first time tax filers need to be sort of careful about? That common
See,
mistakes that they do?
first timers, whenever they file a return, basically first thing is your PAN card has to be linked to the Aadhaar card. If at all any person has taken a PAN card, I think 2-3 years back, their PAN card would not have been linked to the Aadhaar card. Without linking your PAN card to the Aadhaar card, government has extended the due date to link it. Otherwise, it was just 31st March. Now they said you can do it till 30th September. So any PAN card has to be linked to Aadhaar card. First thing. And second thing, whenever they are trying to show the income, they should be first 100% sure that whatever they are disclosing the source of income is 100% correct. It should not be like, I'll tell you for example, let us not see this example where only a person who's filing for the first time. I have many examples where people who are filing returns from last 10 years, 5 years, still are filing wrong returns. For example, they are trying to file their income, they disclose their income only the active income in the
Yeah.
ITRs, and
Yeah.
they don't try to show their passive income.
Right.
For example, if at all a person is earning a salary, his basic thinking is, okay, I'm earning a salary, my TDS is getting deducted, I will disclose my salary. If at all I have my excess TDS has been deducted, I'll get a refund. He never thinks if at all a person has earned 1 lakh rupee per month, 12 lakh rupees income, he would not have spent whole 12 lakh somewhere. He would have invested his part of the amount somewhere. He would be having certain passive income through that investment. He has to disclose that also. I'll tell you
Right.
one thing, many notices from the taxman are being issued only for these cases where you are trying to disclose incomplete data in your ITRs. So disclosure of complete data is a must. Otherwise, you may surely get a notice, because nowadays taxmen are very smart. They have a lot of softwares. Everything is interlinked. You have a credit card, you swap a card, you do anything. All the informations are always available with the taxman.
Yeah.
So we cannot think that how will they come to know? They know everything.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have a very good system where each and every transaction are cross-linked to each other. And you will be knowing, you will be surprised to know that 26AS is a very good tool where any kind of big transaction or transaction, whatever you are doing, will be appearing there. Now, the recent things, if at all you have a mutual fund, about 2 lakhs, single company 2 lakh mutual fund, you will get the information there, because the mutual fund company will be filing their return and you
Correct.
in your name, and it will be appearing there in your 26 years. Same way goes for the debentures, government of India bonds. You have this IPOs above 1 lakh, you have any cash deposit above 10 lakhs, you have any property of purchase about 30 lakhs and above, all these things you will be finding in AIR itself. So nothing is hidden from the taxman as such today. So
Yeah,
basically, what I tell is you have to be aware while you're filing return. And if at all you have any complications, you have chartered accountants like us to help you out, or you also have a particular person called a tax return preparator who helps you in filing the return. A tax return preparator is a person who has been given authentication by the tax department for filing the return. They would have been written some exams and they have passed some exams, so they have been given the right to file the return. So they will
okay.
help you in filing the return.
Okay, I didn't hear about this before, so this is
Yes.
something new for me as well. Okay,
So this
thanks.
is there.
Yeah, thanks, Gajendra. Thanks so much for spending this time with us and for clarifying so many things. And of course, before swiping that credit card, we will now all be very careful because the taxman is watching and it's all interlinked.
Taxman is always watching. It is only he may not be actively issuing the notice.
Yeah.
It is always there. And before going through this, I'll tell you one thing. This subject is a vast subject. This minute of 20, 25, 30 minutes talk, whatever we have, is not sufficient for us to discuss on this subject. We have taken only a small subject called individuals. Individual in itself is very vast.
Yes,
And if you
absolutely.
take the
Yeah.
taxman as a whole, very vast subject. But anyhow, I enjoyed a lot speaking to you, and it was my privilege to be here on this platform. Thanks a lot, Shweta.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Gajendra. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.